When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so they could go and anoint him. Very early in the morning, on the first day of the week, they went to the tomb at sunrise. They were saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone from the entrance of the tomb for us?" Looking up, they observed that the stone, which was very large, had been rolled away. When they entered the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in a long white robe sitting on the right side. They were amazed and alarmed. "Do not be alarmed," he told them. "You are looking for Jesus the Nazarene who was crucified. He has been resurrected. He is not here. See the place where they put him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter, he is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there, just as he told you." So they went out and started running from the tomb, because trembling and astonishment overwhelmed them, and they said nothing to anyone, since they were afraid. Mary, from the Galilean town of Magdala, had her own reasons for loyalty to Jesus. The Gospels reveal her forging a friendship with Jesus after he cast out 7 demons from her, relieving her of her suffering. Imagine Mary's gratitude for being freed from her affliction. Her entire life from then on overflowed with thankfulness towards her Savior. Afterwards, she joined the 12 as they followed Jesus from town to town, and she supported the group with her own money. Mary remained with Jesus until the end of the crucifixion and also witnessed his burial. She was the first to find the tomb empty and the first to see the risen Christ. Despite all Mary must have known about Jesus, her reaction to the angel's news of his resurrection was fear. After the Golgotha scene she witnessed, the story was no doubt hard to digest. She initially ignored the angel's instructions, fled, and kept quiet, Mark 16:8. But further on in Mark 16, after Jesus appeared to Mary, we read that she hurried away to tell the disciples. She was both afraid and overjoyed at the news. Our own reactions to the good news might also fall into one of these categories. Although today we may not be as likely as Mary and the disciples to be imprisoned for allegiance to Christ, do you find that your neighbor's perception of you dampens your gratitude and eagerness to share the story? Or are you so overwhelmed with joy at the greatest act in history that you hurry to tell others? Jesus could have risen in a loud, bold blaze of glory, making the event convincing for all time. Instead, the gospel tells it almost quietly, like a secret that begs to be whispered from one person to the next. Do you think God might have had a reason for this? Do you think you might be a part of that reason?